I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of urban music for the LGBTQI community and me. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., this is Club Chit Chat. That's right. You know how we do it, honey. We're going to be talking about sports, politics, entertainment, and a little of this and a little of that. That's why we call this Club Chit Chat, baby. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of urban music for the LGBTQI community and me. Come on, baby, let's ride.
Hi, Miss Sophia.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good. You've been trying to get up here, baby. And then when Chi-Chi came up here.
I love my sister.
But I've been trying to get you up here, but you're so busy.
That is so not true. The
That
first
is
time
so
you asked
true.
me to come up here, I'm here.
Oliver, please.
You know I love you, so I would never tell you no.
Oliver, you always in L.A. Every time I call you, I'm in L.A. I'm in New York.
I've been to L.A. one time. What are you talking about?
You in New York.
Oh, I haven't been in New York in over a year.
Oh, well, where you been?
Here, waiting on you to call me.
You have not been lying.
I was so offended, first of all. So you kind of, I was so offended that she invited Chi-Chi to a show. And I DM'd her. I was like, why did I not know about this show? She was like, you already knew about it. I was like, no, I did not.
Because Chi-Chi answers her phone when people call.
Miss Sophia, that is so not
sent
true.
them to voicemail.
That is not true.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My grandmother said a lie. I don't care who tells it. It's just going to be told. And I see you full of lies today.
That is so not true. You know I love you, Miss Sophia.
Child, you be so busy with America's Next Top Model and talking to Tyra. Y'all be doing all that. Girl, don't do it. Don't play.
I always respect my elders, and I love Miss Sophia. Everybody knows that.
Oh, but you're older than me.
Right.
I just look older than you. I'm younger.
Oh, Miss Sophia. Every time I see you, I just smile. I just think you're just so funny. You're
Thank you.
so funny.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
You are doing so much. You sing, you blog, you are on television.
Something like that.
Yeah, just tell everybody everything that you have your hands in.
I mean, my pants, my coochie. Oh, wait, can I say bad stuff on here?
Yeah.
I can't. No, wait, no, tell me, because I don't want to mess it up.
You could limited bad stuff.
Okay, limited bad stuff. My pants, my hair. No, I'm just playing. Miss Sophie, you know, I don't like talking about myself. It's always so weird.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to talk about everything Oliver Twixt.
Okay.
And you know, I've been saying Oliver Twixt for the longest.
Well, that's fine, though.
Yeah, you don't correct people when they say Oliver Twixt because it sounds the same when you say Oliver Twist or Oliver Twixt.
Yeah, it don't matter.
So where did the name come from?
So my real last name is Oliver. That's my real last name.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started doing music and I decided I wanted to rap, my style I felt was like a remix or like a twist on the normal. So of course I'm a nerd, and you know the character Oliver Twist. So I was like, oh, I can just name myself Oliver Twist. And then I got a paper from the people who were like, you cannot use that name. So I was going to change the S to Z, which is the first initial of my middle name, but then there's a big DJ who already goes by that name, so I changed it to X because I'm inappropriate a lot. So I was like, ooh, that's actually kind of great. You know, XX, Twixt, and then it's like a candy bar, chocolate, all those things. So it kind of worked out perfect, I think.
You went in on the name,
Slightly.
So you've been doing this America's Next Top Model. It's just like, how did that come about?
It came about, two things were going on. So Jay Manuel, who was a long-time talent on America's Next Top Model, was doing his own series of Top Model expose during the quarantine. And then when Madison's show got picked up on WeTV and we got a showrunner who eventually became the executive producer, David St. John, I found out that he was a long-time producer on the show, on Top Model. Mm-hmm. And so he found out about my love for the show, and he connected me with Mr. J. And then so Mr. J invited me on to one of his lives as like this super fan who could ask him any questions about Top Model. And I got a lot of love from the internet about it. I had already gone live with maybe one or two girls by then. But then I was like, well, he's done now. There's a whole lot more stories to be told because he only did one person each cycle. But I was like, well, why don't I talk to like two girls? And then two girls turned into three girls and four girls. And now I'm like 84 people in.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, I talked to a guy today. I think he was flirting with me.
You think?
Slightly.
Well, what did he do? And I'll let you know.
I don't know.
Was he flirting with you or you flirting with him? Because you're the one that said you have your hands in your pants.
I try not to flirt with people because I don't like to give them that much like power, you know? Like, I really don't want you to think you're that important for me to be flirting with you.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I don't want you to think you're that important.
What is wrong? So I take it you're not seeing no one.
I'm recently single.
Recently?
Yeah.
I wonder why. Well, what happened?
So many things.
What did you do?
He was a big fan of yours. He loved you.
But what did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
You want to be funny, you want me to be serious?
I want you to be serious. Tell me, what did you do?
Okay, here's what I didn't do. I didn't take my time. I didn't take my time. I did, like, you know, the little gay girl stuff. Like, I met him, I really liked him, and then I let him move in like a month later without really getting to know him. And then I didn't really trust my gut instinct about a lot of things. So, like, I stayed too long and I was like tolerating a lot. And then eventually, you know, things started going on, and now, like, my character is changing and it just got really toxic. So we eventually just, you know, a month ago was like, we just go our own ways.
So you just quit him?
No, you know,
it wasn't a mutual thing. You just quit, told him it wasn't working.
Well, you know what? To give him credit, he was the one who was like, you know, he wants to separate, and I'm actually glad he did, because now that I'm out of it, I've realized like a lot of bad stuff that was going on, and like a lot of stuff that I shouldn't been putting up with, a lot of stuff that, you know, I shouldn't have been exposing myself to. But it's good. Like, I'm happy it happened because I didn't have the education. Like, you know, I didn't know this stuff. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know that I'm now learning about relationships, loving, stuff about myself, stuff I didn't know that was affecting me still to this day. So it's bittersweet, but like the more I go to therapy and my spiritual sessions and stuff like that, I'm finding out more and more things that I feel like is making me a better person.
You know, I'm a therapist.
Are you really?
Yes, and I can tell you all the ins and outs on relationships.
Tell me, school me.
Yes, and it's just like, you know, we go through things, and I think that I'd have to have him here, so, you know, he can say his side of the story, because I don't want to speak for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just like, it's stuff. And then you said that he, you know, said that, you know, it's not working and he just want to go. But I think it was because he made that decision. I'm being serious too, because you're growing, your career is growing, and you're moving in a different direction. And then it's just like, he see you going to all these different things career wise. And the more you go to another adventure in your career, it's like less time for him.
And you know what? And the sad thing about it for me was, when I first met him, what made me fall in love with him was, one, we shared like a lot of trauma. You know, we shared a lot of trauma experiences. And since I've gone to counseling, I found out that that's something that people do. When you share similar stories, you have an instant connection. And I've always had this like savior complex where I'm steady giving. I want to help people. I want to make people feel better. I want to talk to them. And with him, me seeing so much of myself in him, and me being able to put myself where I am in life right now, wanted to instantly help him, you know? And I just don't think where he was and is in life is not compatible with where I am, you know? I did a big photo dump of all of our like videos and photos and stuff like that. And at first, of course, like, you're seeing the beginning, you know, stuff like that. You're smiling, kissing, and hugging, and all the other stuff. And, you know, I started getting emotional, and I started missing him. And I was like, damn, you know, I missed out on a nice love. But then as I started going throughout the months and stuff like that, I'm seeing myself, I'm doing this, I'm shooting this, I'm hosting this, I'm traveling here, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And unfortunately, he was just doing the same thing, you know? And it wasn't like I didn't try to like bring him on or bring him along. Like, I tried to show him so many things. Like, me and him came from the same place. We come from the same place, have the same experiences. Like, you can do it. Like, you can make it. Don't let your past dictate your future. But I just don't think, maybe it just probably wasn't the time. He probably wasn't in the space to receive it all.
But it's like, you went through that and you dumped all your videos and all that stuff. But it's just like, the thing about it is, God don't put us through nothing that he's not going to bring us through. And then all the things that you went through with that person only make you a better person. And it was a learning experience. And there are some things about you that you were not getting, but you had to go through that so you could get to the point where you'll be able to move on, and you could see, you know, the things that,
yes,
you know.
Yes, Miss Sophia.
You deal with a whole lot.
Yes. And that's what makes it that's what makes it not so hard, because there's a lot of things I'm learning about. Like, I just learned today, I never knew there was a such thing as emotional abuse. When I was talking to my counselor, he was like, he was asking me certain things. He was like, did this happen to you? Did this happen? Did this happen? Was this going on? Did this happen? I'm like, yeah. But what did you do? I did this, X, Y, and Z. Da, 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 da. Well, sir, you were going
emotional abuse.
Yeah. And it wasn't even in that situation. Just, Miss Sophia, I've cleaned house.
You've cleaned house?
Yes, I've cleaned house. It's a lot of people, a lot of family members, a lot of friends, a lot of team members that are no longer around me because I realized that things I went through as a child, even though it didn't manifest itself as me being an angry person, me being a sad person, it manifested itself as me taking other people's shit. Having toxic relationships around me, not having standards and boundaries for other people around me. And so I'm steady giving into situations, trying to love, trying to be compassionate, trying to be understanding, trying to give them what I wanted someone to give me. And in turn, it becomes draining, it becomes toxic. And then now you're looking in the mirror and you're this whole different person. You didn't even, like, it's like, what's going on? And no, I'm only 25. I feel like the Lord has really blessed me to be where I am today, and it's a disrespect for me to allow those things to keep going on. So it's just me and my dog and my Jesus.
And what's your dog name?
Cookie! Cookie, I love my dog. I wish I could have brought her.
You could have.
Really?
She had to stay in the car.
Oh, no. We Ubered him. We Ubered him.
No, just kidding. But yeah, this is the conversation that I did not know we were going to have.
Yeah.
Especially the first conversation that we were going to have when you got here. But I'm glad we had this conversation because you never know who you're helping.
Yes.
And I always tell people, you go through stuff. God sent us through stuff for ourselves as well as other people. So when we meet other people that are going through the same thing or similar things that we went through in life, we can let them know he brought me through and he could bring you through too. So you're in a better place now.
Yes.
And you're cleaning the house.
I've cleaned the house. And the thing is, how can I expect to one day sit in front of Twixt, the candy bar, and they have a contract in front of me if I can't speak up for myself, if I can't set boundaries, if I can't say, you're not going to treat me this way? How do I plan to, because I will. How can I plan to be like a Tyler Perry and have my own studio and all these things going on if I can't identify when things aren't right for me? So I'm like, as sucky as it was, I'm happy that it's happening now because I do feel like it is preparing me for something bigger in life, and I'm excited about it.
Right, it's supposed to happen now. You say you're only 25, and that is the lesson that you're supposed to get because you're going into an industry that will eat you alive if you don't have boundaries, and you know that. So, well, for those people that have a problem with it, oh well.
Oh yeah, they can kiss my.
But I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio with the urban sound of pride. I'm here with my very special guest, the one and only Oliver Twixt. Hey! We're going to be talking about a little this, talking about a little that. That's what we do right here at Club Chit Chat. That's why we call it Club Chit Chat. This song right here, this is you.
Ooh. What is it?
Zap. Tell us about Zap.
So Zap came around when I was on Chasing Atlanta, and one of the cast members pulled out a taser on me in the scene.
She zapped you.
They attempted. No, they weren't that crazy. But I was like, how can I Candy Burris this whole moment, right? Because I'm all about. Now, one thing I've always said I would do is when I got into this business, I was gonna make money. I'm sorry, I'm making money.
Well, that's what everybody wants to do.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody wants to do, but that's not what everybody does. So I was like, how can I Candy Burris this moment? So when the episode came out, I had this song called ZAP, zapping all these bleeps away, and I have made a lot of revenue from that, and I'm happy about it.
So here it is, Zap by Oliver Twixt. Urban sound of pride, baby. Yes, and we're also discovering during the break that small penises, what, Oliver?
They hurt.
Oh my God. You've had experience at that?
Yeah, experience is a good teacher. And
they
hurt.
Someone like you to know.
Take someone like me to know. They hurt.
Oh, so you have it. If you want to talk to Oliver, honey, you got to come with the Almighty Club.
The BLT.
What is the BLT? What is the BLT?
It's mini stacked meats with bread and greenery.
Beat that bitch with a bat.
All the things.
Oh, but we were talking about your music.
Yes, ma'am.
You are all into music. You rap and you sing.
Yes.
And George was asking you during the break, like, which would you like most? You know, your answer was?
Singing. I like singing the most. Why are you looking at me like that, Miss Sophia? I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
No, no, because it's just like when you were growing up. What is it that you wanted to do? So you thought.
I always knew I wanted to be a performer.
You did?
I always knew I wanted to be a performer. Always knew. I always knew that. So like growing up, I was always singing. I did musical theater. I took dance classes. I went to a musical theater middle school. And then for a little while, I was working in like freelance musical theater for children down in Fort Lauderdale. So I've always wanted to be a performer. I just didn't know how it was going to manifest itself when I became an adult. Because I knew I didn't want to do musical theater. Like I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do my own thing. I just didn't know what that own thing would be.
So now all of your songs, of course, they're from life experiences.
Yes. Right? Every single last one.
All of them.
All of them, yes.
So you say you wanted to sing, you wanted to be a performer, but growing up, who is somebody that you looked up to and you was like, oh my God, I wish I could do that?
Oh, the first person I ever looked up to was NSYNC when I was a child.
What?
Yes, on Nickelodeon. Like when we were kids on Nickelodeon, different music artists would come on and do different things. So you saw NSYNC, you saw the Backstreet Boys, you saw Janet Jackson, and I was like, oh my God, I want to do what they're doing. Like I remember when All For You came out and my mom bought me a karaoke machine, and I was in the room trying to learn how to do the dances with my karaoke machine because I thought I wanted to be a dancer, but no, I ain't doing that. But they were the first people I saw. Then I saw Little Kim. I saw Little Kim, and I really liked
old Little Kim or the new Little Kim.
This is like the 2000 Little Kim when she used to be like, with the blonde hair. And I was like, I love her energy and her attitude and just like how confident she was. But the first artist I saw and I was like, okay, I can do it, was Nicki Minaj. That was the first one. And then I found Azealia Banks, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this for real now.
Who is somebody that you want to work with in the industry?
Oh, I would love to work with Saucy Santana. I think that'd be amazing.
I can make that happen.
Please do.
I will.
I would love to work with him. I would love to work with Monet Exchange, the drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race.
I can make that happen.
Everyone says that we look alike. Everyone says her and I look alike. Look at me, Sophia. She's like, what? Monet. I would love to work with Todrick Hall. Todrick Hall is another one too, who I saw him in what he did and what he was able to create, and I was like, oh my God,
what he's still doing.
Yeah, he's so amazing and so talented.
Those videos when Todrick put those heels on, do those videos, it's just like, oh my God. If he was back in the day when Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson were really hot, he would have messed up the game.
He would have. He's so talented, and to see, just like me, all of his ideas come from his brain, and he manifested them, and he worked on them, and invested in, seeing where he is now, telling other people what to do, like, Beyonce and Taylor Swift and all the other stuff is very inspiring.
He's real good with like just opening up about his story and helping people and giving people advice and stuff. Yeah, he's an amazing
He invited me to his show one time.
He did?
I met him one time.
And what happened?
Nothing. Because if we're going to take this out of context, he DM'd me like one time and was like, hey. And I was like, hi. And it was like small talk. He was like, well, I'm coming to Atlanta. Do you want to come to one of my shows? And granted, I had never followed him or commented on anything, but he had just reached out. And so I was like, this isn't real. But sure enough, I had a ticket. I had a +1. I was sitting front row. I saw him after the show and at the club, and we took a picture. We chit-chatted for a little bit, and that was that.
No, it was something else.
No, there was nothing else.
He wanted something else, though.
No, I don't think so. Maybe he was just being nice.
He wanted something else, honey.
He was being nice.
He was?
Yeah, he was just being nice.
So y'all never connected after that?
No, he's happily married.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened, I promise. I would tell you. I would tell you. I would tell you. I just went to the show.
You just went to the show. Okay. Listen, I met you at George's birthday party. And then before that, I met you with TS Madison.
I was about to say, Miss Sophia, don't come up acting brand new.
But no, when I met you at TS Madison, it's just like Oliver Twixt. And then you was going on the road with us when we was traveling doing the Queen Supreme Court. Yes. I didn't know you was a singer because, you never, when we doing the TS Madison, the Queen Supreme Court, y'all were running around doing different stuff. Y'all be at the house and the audience and all that stuff. And so then it's just like when we got the flyer, they talk about opening up, it's Oliver Twixt. I'm like, huh? They said, yeah, Oliver's a singer. I said, what? So how did you meet T.S. Madison?
I met T.S. Madison through Funky Dineva. And what happened was there was a TV One premiere party at Boogaloo. And I had just started working for Funky Dineva like 2 to 3 months. This is back in 2016. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm going to tell you. Go ahead.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But he took me to this event and he told me that T.S. Madison was coming. And so when I arrived, I still have this video on my phone. And when I came, I was, of course, I'm young, so I'm not really talking to nobody, you know, only speak when spoken to.
Uh-huh.
But she was sitting down. And I guess I just kept walking back and forth in front of her. I mean, everybody knows I have a big butt. And when I was younger and I was smaller, it was more pronounced. So she was like, who is you with all this ass keep walking in front of me? Come here. So I sat down on her lap and I was like, oh my God, I just love you. I think you're so amazing. And she was like, yeah, hold my neck, baby. Hold my neck, baby. And so I took a little video. I still got this video to this day. And then what happened was she asked me in that moment, she's like, so what you do? Tell me what you do. I said, well, I go to Morehouse for music. I'm studying the voice. She said, so you write music, huh? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, listen at this. So she said, you know, me and Kaya just got together and we about to do our first song together. I don't know nothing about writing music. Can you help me? I said, sure, I can help you. So that first song that Kaya did, that Madison and Kaya did, can I curse?
Yeah.
The song Can't Fuck With Me, I helped Madison write her verse. And I think Madison took it down from the channels now, but if you go back and listen to the song, you hear me doing all of Madison's ad-libs and some of Kaya's ad-libs. That was the only time I ever met Kaya. And years later, I was so disappointed at Kaya. I don't think I've ever said this before. I was so disappointed at Kaya because that night in the studio, there were men coming in and out. Mm-hmm. And I think they either clocked who TS was or something, and they just kept coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Looking.
Yes, and Kaya got up and went out there and cursed everybody out and said, you will not disrespect her, and went and got all of Madison's money back and came back in with I guess whatever the money Madison paid for the studio and gave it back to her. She said, it's okay. I got it for free. I gained so much respect from her from seeing that. And then, you know, years later, you know, it happened what happened. But that's how I met T.S. Madison.
Yeah, and the reason I was laughing when you were telling the story because I was thinking about the time, because I did not know that you were a fucking Neva's assistant at that time. And I was like, oh my God. And I gained a lot of respect for you because fucking Neva was doing a lot and going through a lot and dealing with a lot.
That's when he was going through that Michelle thing.
Oh my God.
I was there.
And you just like took care of him and covered for him and just did things for him.
I love
and
him
I was
so
like,
much.
oh my God. It's just like, and it was like me being on the outside and looking at you, and it's just like, bitch. I said, oh my God. I said, whatever he's getting paid, he is worth every dime of it because baby.
I have so many Funky Neva stories.
That was so like, yo, baby.
Many. Yes, people would say, well, who's the adult? You or Oliver?
Oh my God, because it was just like, child, you had a child.
Mm-hmm.
That was your child.
I love him so much.
But the relationship that you had with fucking Neva and how you took care of him and just looked out for him and just made sure that he got to point A and point B. Baby, because you remember the night when we
was in the Bronx?
We were in that Uber. Oh my God.
Yes.
She was just gone, honey.
She was cursing you out so bad.
But not only that, she started messing with the driver. Start singing all these songs about
I have so many. But you know what? I have to thank him, and I will always credit him as being the person who opened me up to this world that I now live in. On top of that, he taught me so many different like life things that I just didn't know, like simple stuff like what you do when you go to a bar, what you do when you go here, how you do this, how you network that. Like a lot of who I am today, I credit him for because I didn't know. And he really did take me underneath his wing and taught me so much. Like when you go inside of a restaurant, he'd be like, Ollie Pooh, no, we're not sitting at the table, we sitting at the bar. And I was like, well, why are we sitting at the bar? He said, well, if you want to meet people and you want people to meet you and you want to network, you sit at the bar. You don't sit at a table. That opens you up for people to come talk to you. You order this type of drink at this, like just little stuff, like little nuggets. And yeah, I love him. I love him so much.
Because a lot of people see the Funkadelic and they see the YouTube shows and stuff that she put up, and they think that that's her, and it's just like no, that person is so much more. Because you know, when we go out of town to the Queen Supreme Court, we out of town doing the Queen Supreme Court hunt, and we go and we sit down and we, you know, have lunch and have dinner and stuff, and that's when I get to see the real Funkadelic hunt. It's just like that child is so smart.
So smart.
So smart. And a lot of people think that, you know, he's just, you know, funny and, you know, he puts stuff together. But you can tell when the way he words stuff when he put it together for his YouTube channel and all of that, honey. You can say, oh, this child got some knowledge. This ain't no just no some, you know, fly by the wind. This child know what he talking about. But yeah. But I love Mr. Funkadelic.
Yeah, him and Madison are like they are my gay parents. Because even Madison too. Madison has taught me so much. Like so much. So much.
Well, we're gonna talk about that. That TS Madison Experience.
Yes!
Y'all had an experience.
We had an experience.
Like, oh my God. But I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sounds of pride, and my very special guest.
Yes, this is Oliver Twist telling you you're listening to Club Chit Chat on WERUradio.
I don't believe that was you. Let me hear. Let me hear.
Call me your highness, cause she come for my highest. Basic bunnies behind us, they better catch up like Heinz's. I flaunt the fullest, the finest. My stilo touch it, the Midas. They step aside, not beside us. The code explosives my sinus. I'm a Don Diddy Devo, pushing and whipping that Negro. With a coin trick in the clutch, that cat but a key go. Keep it tight lit for you, bleep, bro. I'ma back it up in the gut. I'ma stack it up in the buck. All about a. I was finna curse. I don't want to get us thing off the thing. I'm sorry.
Look, let me. Nah, I was going to say about the curse. I was going to say, let me go on and stop you before they cut me off, because they'll say Oliver done sent me a ding on YouTube, honey, because I'm playing his music.
Somebody has told me that, and it's not me that does it.
But this is your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here. We are your radio. We're your radio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride, baby. Yes, we are. And I'm sitting here with my very special guest, the one and only Oliver Twixt. Yes, that Oliver Twixt, the one that was on the TS Madison Experience.
The edible one.
Oh, baby. That was an experience. When I saw you and Maddie, I said, oh, my God, what is going on?
Why was everyone gagging when they saw me and her go back and forth? Maybe
because I've been around you all for a century. And we've been in shows in and out of town, shows at the house. I've never, ever, ever seen you and Manny go back and forth like that. And I was just like, is this real or is this for TV?
Oh, no, that was real.
Is this real or is this for TV?
Oh, no, that was real.
Because I was looking, I said, I said, you know what happened? I know what happened.
What happened?
That was the day Miss Mary didn't make no banana pudding.
Right. Right.
So what happened? I know you don't want to go back down that road. You want to talk about it?
I guess I can talk about it. I mean, it was on national TV. You can go. So what happened was we were having a meeting post-COVID. And when COVID happened, in real life, all of us went our own way because, you know, the normal thing that we would do, which is the Queen Supreme Court, had to come to a halt because we normally bring people to the house, behind the scenes. Everybody went their own way. And I was the only one who was kind of still with Madison. Like, I was still helping her with online content. And basically from the show, you hear me say, oh God. So the conversation was, Oliver, do I have to outsource because you have all these new clients? And what wasn't included on the show was me saying, me and her had already had this conversation before. And one thing about my mother, she's very territorial. She's very like, you know, you're with me. And so I explained to her, you know, when you're ready, when you and I get back up to work, I'll drop everything and I'll come. You know, I only got these people because we're not doing anything. Plus, there was a time where she was a little tardy with my payment. And then when I asked her about it, it was even more tardy. So instead of, which was my fault, instead of creating the boundary and saying, well, I'm not going to continue to work for you until you do X, Y, and Z, I didn't say anything and I just went and got more clients. So just so her and I wouldn't have that interaction and that banter. So when she brought it up in front of the group, in front of the cameras, I felt like she was trying to throw a dig at me, basically saying, well, you done got too busy for me because you done got all these people and you doing all this. And my response was, I only went and got these people because I still have bills to pay and you was a little tardy. And then she didn't want to hear me. And then, and then she just kept poking and poking at me and poking. That scene is way longer. Like, it's way longer.
I know. All the scenes are way longer. And then it's just like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is on television.
Everybody else was like, oh my God, what's going on?
This is on television. And then I was sitting there and I was like, oh.
Were you entertained?
Yeah, but I was like, the number one question I wanted to know, because I'd never seen that, from neither one of you guys. So I was like, is this real? Is this for TV? Because I know now we're moving into TV, the world of reality TV. And then it's just like the TS Madison Experience. So it's just like, is this something they done, made up for the television?
Oh, no. No, that was not made up.
But then, and then afterwards, y'all do the after show. Y'all do the after show. Oh, my God. Then we went through all of that. And the after show, honey, I was like, oh, because you're like, Myrtle, do you want to do this? Myrtle, can we talk about this later? They're like, Myrtle. So then it's just like, bitch, what was so funny was when they were talking to you and you would say nothing. And then Craig said, I think all of it's frozen.
Because I was over it. I hate confrontation. I really do not like confrontation. But Madison has a way of just tap dancing, booty shaking on your last nerve. And it's like, okay, it's like, I didn't want to have to get you. Because me and her do go back and forth, but before it was always just between her and I. Mm-hmm. But, with the show and the cameras rolling. So, yeah.
But now you all are better.
Oh, yeah.
Better space.
Oh, yes. Because
you came back that following week. You came to the house. Yeah, then she started coming when she was coming over your house. Are we good? We still good? Because you ain't been over here since. And then she came over your house and you fixed the food, the seafood. You say, I thought what was she saying about your seafood?
She ate it. You didn't see her stop chewing, did you? She kept on smacking. I love her so much. Like, I credit Funky Dineva for teaching me like the lifestyle of all of this. I credit her with teaching me the business of all this stuff. Like, she has really taught me what it means to be self-motivated, what it means to go after what you want, what it means to be resilient, what it means to be focused, what it means to be brave, what it means to tell people what it is that you want. I remember one time we were headed to New York City and someone wanted me to come host something, and I didn't think she was listening to me, but I was on the phone with the promoter and I was talking to them and I was telling them my price and all that, and she turned around, she said, hang up the phone right now. Hang up the phone. And so I hung up the phone. She said, you want me to stop?
No.
She said, you my daughter. Tell them people you want this, and this, and don't let me ever hear you talking like this ever again. Call him back. And sure enough, as soon as I said this, and this, I've surely been getting it ever since then. So I love her. And plus, she put me on TV. She put me on national TV.
Hold on. We're going to talk about that the next break.
Okay.
Oh, I'm your girl, Miss Sophia. Hold it down right here. We are your radio. We're the home, the urban sound of pride. And we are here with
Oliver Twixt, the head nerd in charge.
Yes. Come on, baby. Let's ride. Hey, Shannon. Shannon done walked in the building. Shannon Balenciaga. Oh, yes. we got a lot of talking to do because I saw the show from last night. Oh, it airs tonight, but they dropped it last night. Oh, Shannon, you got some splaining to do.
Oh, Shannon.
Come on, let's ride. Radio, we're your radio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. That was my girl Jennifer Hudson. Ain't no mountain high enough, baby. Well, let me just tell y'all, hon, I am sitting in the studio with royalty.
Thank you.
I am sitting and I am sitting in the studio with royalty. It's all royalty, honey. Oliver Twixt, of course. Oliver Twixt is here, honey. Hi, Oliver.
Hey, Miss Sophia.
How are you?
I'm doing splendid.
And then all the way from the show Legendary, the overall mother is in the building from the house of Balenciaga, Shannon Balenciaga. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Just lovely, honey. Now that you're here, honey, I had to get the house of Balenciaga in here, baby, because y'all have been showing out these last couple of episodes. But really,
have we?
Y'all have been showing out since y'all hit the stage. Now, I'm going to say this, and I said it in front of Stasha, and I'm going to say it in front of you. what I appreciate about you is you know that you are at a show, and every time that camera is on, you show up for work.
Yes, I do.
And that's what I be telling people, honey. Y'all going to a competition. Y'all think the competition starts when the competition starts. No, the competition starts when you walk in the door.
Even at practice.
Even at practice and at rehearsal, the competition starts. And you and Miss Tasha, I don't know what's going on, but y'all, I was looking at y'all. I said, and I told George, I said, listen, I said, Shannon and Miss Tasha, they know. Every time they walk in that door, they needs to be looking like they came to win.
We seasoned chickens.
So how has it been just working on the show?
Oh my God, it was a lot of hard work and it's stressful. Because not only a normal ballroom, you just worry about yourself. You have a whole house, but if you walk in a category, you just worry about yourself. This legendary, you had, as a parent, you have to do everything.
Yes.
Music, wardrobe, makeup, hair, down to the set design, all of those things, and being at practice. So it's like a 24-hour job for me. That it was fun to see the kids. They are so talented. That, I think that was my best thing about being on the show.
And also, I've watched the episode from last night. Well, they released the episode. What time they released the episodes?
They released at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so it's just like I've watched it, then it froze. And I'm going to tell you, you froze my phone. Because you know where it froze?
Body.
Yes.
Was you shocked like Megan?
OMG. But Oliver's here. Oliver's still here. So Oliver hasn't watched the show, and he said that he want to watch the show and he want to have reaction. You want to do reaction video.
Yes, my YouTube channel, yes.
Yes, because he's so busy. He's so busy with American Next Top Model right now, so he don't have time to squeeze nothing in his schedule. He barely squeezed me in here, honey.
Can she stop, please?
Been trying to get him here for a lifetime.
That is so not true.
But tell everybody how they can keep up with you.
Oh, yes. You can follow me on everything. He is Oliver Twixt. That's Twixt on Instagram, Twitter. You can go to the Oliver Twixt YouTube channel where you can find all of your top model content, vlogs, all the things, and soon reaction videos to Legendary. I remember I've been telling y'all I was going to do them. So now that I'm sitting in front of royalty now, I have to do it. You can find all that stuff. Or if you're lazy, you can go to www.olivertwixt.com.
And although you haven't watched the show, is there a question that you want to ask Shannon?
Oh, and I'm basing this off first season.
Okay.
How loud is the music in the studio? Is it loud?
It's very loud. So because you have to hit it, because a lot of the times we have voiceover, so you need to hit it. You'll see me doing that a lot this season. We did all the music you do. I did a lot of the voiceovers in the production, so you got to hear it. It has to be on cue because they need to dub it over for the filming.
Can I have 2 more questions?
You can ask as many as you want.
Do you guys just do it one time?
Do we run it? Yeah, we run it one through on the actual performance day. We practice. So how it goes is you have a practice. You practice up until you have a dry block. Then you have the next day, you have camera block. You get to run it through 4 times. On the actual performance day, when the judges are sitting there, once.
Just once.
So any mess ups, anything, what you see is what you get.
Okay, and then my next question is, because I've seen ballroom things, like ballroom videos on YouTube, and I was watching Legendary the first season. I loved it, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if it's like the camera angles or the editing where I feel like I'm not getting the full experience. You being there, are you like content with like how they edit like you guys' performance? Like it showcases everything that you're actually doing?
No, I'm not in certain ways, but I'm happy in others. I think that you can never get the whole scope of things unless the camera's steady sitting there.
Yes,
because you will miss it like a real ball, like you see on YouTube and things. And the editing is wrong. And I think because you have people who are not used to what ballroom should be, to get the right person in a moment to amplify the performance.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to watch you guys.
Are you finished, Gail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, back to Oprah. Now, Shannon, I have been watching the show from the beginning, and you made a statement about $17 million. The statement about the $17 million.
Adrian.
I want you to just tell everybody about this $17 million.
You got to talk about Adrian. Okay, so I come, now she want to show up. Everybody walk her through the door.
Oh, the rock socker Raquell Balenciaga, Lord, late as usual, always late, honey. But come on,
Okay,
Shannon.
so the 17 million. So unfortunately, I grew up in a time period in the 90s and things where we as Black people, we didn't get to the top like we should.
Yeah, we were doing certain
and we
things.
had to do what we had to do.
Yes.
And so I had to make a choice. Either I can do this or I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
With everything, you make a choice. You got consequences and repercussions, or you got
right.
You can, come up on. So my backstory, I started doing fraud. They didn't tell you in the TV program because they chopped it down. I started doing fraud when I was 10 years old. After church. I grew up in a very religious household. Every Saturday, 7 Adventists. And me and my girlfriend came home from church once Saturday evening, and this catalog, Spiegel. Y'all remember Spiegel?
Girl.
The people from back in the day?
Yeah.
That thick old catalog with all the electronics and things. I applied for credit and got a $100,000 credit line. And that was it's like a drug. I want to champion for our justice system to change and look at how they view fraudulent activity versus actual drug abuse. Because it's a drug, it's addictive. And I know so many people by being in ballroom that it is an addiction for them. So fast forward to me going, everybody knew in my community, everybody, church, principal, teachers, everybody. I was just that type of person. I got out of high school and the feds came after me. They locked me up. I went to prison. And I guess I will say I didn't like certain aspects, but it's a blessing that I went there because I got in early to know that I didn't want to be there versus going the back end like a lot of people. But also it made me find my mother. My mother introduced me to ballroom, and I got a nice circle of people from there that has been my backbone to be where I'm at today.
And see, Oliver and I was talking earlier, and Oliver saying the same thing, and it was just like we go through experiences, and some things we don't want to go through, but some things God put us through because He's trying to teach us a lesson.
Yeah.
And like you said, some people, they use that experience and it becomes a revolving door. They don't get the lesson. But you got that lesson
Early
and you
on.
moved on from that. And now you're teaching people that, hey, you're going down the wrong path, but this is where you're going to end up. And I'm just saying, I'm not telling you what to do. You grown, you can do what you want to do. But the whole thing about it is, Shannon said, when you said $17 million, I was like, $17 million. Then I said, Shannon said she went to prison. She did her time. But she hid that money because Shannon, every time y'all show up the house of Balenciaga, I say, oh, they're going to have 17 million. Some of that 17 million on that stage, girl. Girl, y'all, how do y'all come up with all these ideas? I mean, like, oh my God, y'all be looking like money. Even when, and everybody talk about when you fall and when you fail. And I say, yes, she fell, but she fell down looking like money.
A queen always can fall, but she can get right on up.
How y'all?
That crown stayed up, didn't it?
Who come up with these ideas?
So actually so I started my own fashion line, and that was something I created the day that Meghan and Harry got married, Meghan Markle. And I wore it to a ball before, like 3 years ago. So when they called us about the show, they was like, for Grand March, you have to do everything yourself. Wardrobe, hair, and makeup. We will not do nothing. Get on the stage and perform. Even the choreography, everything, music, bring it to us. So I don't dance. I have like, kids, y'all, this is y'all job. Mother gonna go over here and dress y'all, and I'll do your makeup, we'll hair and everything. We got it together. I came up with the looks. I'm like, Black is always friendly and looks good on TV. And we made it happen. I loved it. I was shocked when we got out of quarantine for 2 weeks that we went straight into rehearsal and the kids started dancing the whole performance. And I was like, but we just now, because I'm the only person in Atlanta, 2 in New York, 1 in DC, and 1 in Detroit. None of us have been around each other for y'all to know that whole performance off the bat like that. It was amazing to me.
We're going to take a break, but we're going to come back with more with Shannon from the show Legendary on HBO Max, The House of Balenciaga. And also joining us, the rock sucker Raquell Balenciaga. Lord, she finally made it. She talked about she was in traffic, Shannon, but she came in here with some food. You wasn't in no traffic. You was trying to get something to chew. Yeah, you try. Mm-hmm.
You knew you was
Oliver.
Look, she only likes things with grease. and lots of heat.
Thank you, Oliver. Oliver, you don't have to leave, but you can stick around, honey. But yeah, because you may get some exclusive, honey, going on up in here, honey. But I have a whole lot of questions for Shannon. Shannon, I saw the show from the latest, the one that's now.
Yeah.
We have some talking to do.
We're gonna talk.
You have some explaining to do.
I'm gonna talk.
It's some things went on this show that I thought I didn't know if I was watching Legendary or if they had some kind of way the
Am I been sent to the principal's office?
internet had been interrupted, and all of a sudden I just started saying, "Girl, who done switched this channel?" Now I know I was watching Legendary.
Is HBO?
Child, somebody had put that show. Somebody had put it on. What is Uncle Cliff and them?
P Valley.
P Valley, yeah, we had started watching P Valley. But I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. Raquell, pass me that sheet right there, honey. Yes, honey, we are the home of the urban sound of pride, honey. Come on, Oliver, take us on up out of here.
Yes, this is Oliver Twixt, the Nerve Boy Cutie, telling you you're listening to Club Chit Chat on WERUradio, the urban sound of pride.
After that, Lord, let your will be done. This is Ann Nisbet. Hey. They are in the building, honey. The House of Balenciaga is in the building. The one and only, the rock sucker Raquell Balenciaga, Lord, along with Shannon Balenciaga. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, you good. You good. Come up. You can't hear? It's too loud? You can't hear me?
Not
through the
in here.
headset? Adjust your... you say you had it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I heard the music.
You heard the music?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you good?
Damn.
The rock sucker Raquell Balenciaga, Lord, and Shannon Balenciaga. Now, we've been talking about the show. We really have been talking about the show, but now we're going to talk about the show. I'm enjoying the show. You enjoying the show?
I'm enjoying it.
And then one of the houses that came up here, they told us that y'all have 7 days to get ready for the next challenge. Is that correct?
It started off with 7, and then after so many balls go by, it gets down to 4.
Now, last week, the House of Balenciaga, y'all won the overall. So y'all got what they call it when you get the key?
Superior House.
Superior House.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then, a lot of people, y'all haven't watched it. They released the new episode that's airing now. I really want to ask you a question.
Gonna ask.
I can't because I don't want to be the spoiler for a lot of people that have not.
You're not gonna spoil it. I'm here to give it all today. They should have already watched it by this time. It's almost 5 p.m. Let's get into the juice.
The judging, because a lot of people that's been here in the House of Tishi, they came in here, and then the House of Garcon, they came in here, and then the House of Prodigy, they came in here. A lot of people have a problem with the inconsistency of the judging. What do you feel about the judging?
I can see their point, and I understand that. I'm just from a class that's somebody's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a reflection of who I am and what I bought. And I think if you watch the show today, I specifically said that when the judge told me that we want to see you do more and not the same old. And I said I wanted to showcase my kids, and next week I'll give you something different. So I can't change their opinion, their view, and their score. It's just that. Only thing I could do is do better for myself on the floor. Okay,
now you and Raquell, y'all have a special connection because you are the overall mother of the House of Balenciaga, and that torch was passed to you by Raquell.
Yes.
So y'all want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, as you know, I think every house after a certain time, after they've been in existence for a while, you lay the groundwork, you do what needs to be done, and then you see people growing and maturing, and so you want to kind of continue to pass the legacy on to somebody else. And so Harold and I decided, because I decided after a while, I said, you know what, it's time for us to collectively, and we had some I guess you could say, what my mama used to say, some coming to Jesus meetings, because we wanted to make sure whoever represented the house as a whole entity.
Because you all created the house of Balenciaga.
It was myself, Robert, which is Harold, my child Kitty. You remember Kitty, Charles, who's now passed, and myself. We actually birthed the house. And so Harold was basically the visionary. Kitty was the one who was really in the trenches, and I was the one who kind of executed and made sure that all those things came together and were on point. As you said earlier, that the house is always together. And so I pay attention to detail as well as Shannon does. And that's something that I liked when when we were speaking about putting somebody in that position. I said, I've done all I can do in ballroom. I've been, as far as I know, I've been, I did my part in my time when it was time for me to, do it or what have you. I said, we need to find somebody who we can put in that position who can actually be a good representation of not only the what we've embedded in them, but to take it on to the next level to the new generation. And so I'm not saying there's a disconnect, but, we know seasons change, people continue to grow, and we have to find those people to sit in those seats and not hold on to those seats, because I hear a lot of people, as well as in the entertainment business, as we all are, we hear a lot of people always talking about how they never get the chance to be able to spread their wings and do what it is that they want to do. And so I didn't want to be in that position, because I know what that position feels like to not be able to have the opportunity. And so over time, I had to beg Harold to say, hey, all right, this is it. And so every once in a while, they didn't take it serious at first. And you know how Harold can be. He didn't really take it serious at first. And I said, okay, well, only thing I'm going to have to do is just show you. Mm-hmm. And so when I started to do a little bit less and become more behind the scenes, opposed to being in the forefront, because our house was already established after 10 to 15 years. Mm-hmm. We had already won the grand prizes. We was already recognized as a legendary house after that. And so I said, okay, now it's time for us to move to the next dimension. And so because we decided to move to the next dimension, which was being able to put somebody else in position, it took a while, because
wasn't just going to put anybody.
Correct. And so there were some people who he wanted, and I says, never, no.
Names, please.
Yeah, and there were times I would say, if you do it, I'm out of here.
Who were the people he wanted and you said never?
You know what? I don't even remember. And so, just over time, just being able to work cohesively together. And then we've also put people in place now. I tease with a lot of mine, but Dante, who's a board member, my daughter Ayana in Chicago, who is actually my child outside of ballroom. So it's Dante, a board member, and they're also mothers and fathers in their own regions where they reside. And so we wanted to make sure that we had, cross every T and dot every I. And I think we've done pretty good, because we are the House of Champions. We are not created equally. And so much is given, much is required, and much is given also with reward. So.
Now, listen, I know you were there from the very beginning when you created the house. You talk about how many challenges you all faced when you were creating the house from the very beginning. Yes. And now that, fast forward to the House of Balenciaga, being on the show Legendary, not just being on the show Legendary, but you all are winning challenges and stuff. And then it's just like knowing how it was from the beginning and seeing, the reward on Legendary. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good that we are now getting the notoriety that I think is well overdue and warranted. Mm-hmm. There's still some uphill challenges that I think that they need to face, because, from certain things. And I kind of do that on purpose, because I like to protect my peace. And a lot of people don't understand that. But the other side to that, though, is that when I look at the show Legendary and I look at other shows, I'm always a person who likes to encompass everything, not just certain parts. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people don't know that I was asked to do the show 3 years ago before it had even started. Mm-hmm. And my good Judy, daughter / Lawrence sister, had reached out to me, and she was like, hey, the producer wants to talk to you. And when I actually talked to them, I didn't like how it was being presented and how we were being portrayed, I guess you could say. Right. And so it actually, to me, when they were trying to say, well, it's about ballroom and it's a competition and it's going to be this, and I says, but that's not ballroom. I said, it is a competition. I says, but this is actually just a dance contest. And I says, you're saying that y'all are going to make it like the Real Housewives of Atlanta or Beverly Hills. And I said, that's not ballroom. I says, whatever is presented on the floor that night, that's how it goes. And I says, if you want it to be true, authentic ballroom, and I said, that's where I come from. I said, you never know what's going to happen until you hit the floor. And, you know, they were like saying, well, you know, we got to do it for TV and da-da-da. I says, yes. I said, but if you have the people there in the audience, which I don't know if you've noticed this season, because of COVID, they don't have it.
Right.
So the adrenaline is a little bit different if you're trying to do something without the people chanting and hearing, because it's a different type of euphoria when you are at a ball and you have your family
house
and they're saying Balenciaga or Garcon or Ebony and all that. It's a different type of feeling and vibe that you get versus if you're just in the room by yourself and it's just you and the camera and that's it. And you're like, okay, well, we're gonna try to make this work, you know. And so, but it's a different type of vibe that you get.
Right. Shannon,
Yes.
I know we've been talking about the show, and we really haven't been talking about the show, but it's a competition. It's a competition, and everybody that's been here, the House of Tisha, the House of Prodigy, the House of Garcon, everybody has taken swipes at different houses. So it's a friendly competition, I take, because all of you, although you're in different houses, oh, it's not? Oh, well, come on. Well, let me know what is going on. The competition is really serious.
It's like, the competition's like real ballroom. Unfortunately, the ugly side of ballroom is that people don't know how to compete and still be nice at the end of the day. And some people might have said about me that I wasn't. No, I think you can get stories mixed up. Somebody can view you one way, others can view you another way. And I just think that a lot of the houses, they was too stressed about the situation. Where I just went in it as, it's not a competition for me, I'm just doing what I normally do. I want to have fun, I'm here for my kids. And I've made sure that they stayed in line to that vision. Because Balenciaga's always going to everything with a plan. We don't talk negatively about antibody. You will not catch it. And we also, if we lose or win, we're going to have style and grace.
Do it gracefully.
Because at the end of the day, that's all you have. We have to leave this TV show and go back to ballroom with all of us. And that's what they have to realize. That, baby, this is the job. This is different. It's not real ballroom. So we have to play this together. We have to work together. And that's how I went into it. A lot of people didn't see that vision.
Spoiler alert, honey. I have to ask now. Go ahead, you have something.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's different too now, Sophia, because for those who don't know what original ballroom was, a lot of the people would leave all that on the floor. And then if they win, lose, or draw, they would go and eat dinner and stuff like in New York and the Pier. And so those were times that I saw that. And when I saw that, being a young, ballroom walker, which I'm retired now, I don't walk anymore. But those are things that I wanted to make sure that, people pass down, because I think sometimes we get so excited in the moment and we forget the core values of, ballroom also was just like we have our families in the South. Ballroom was also cultivated to be able to have families to protect the children and stuff like that if parents kicked them out because they didn't understand their, sexual identity or their lifestyle or whatever that they were going through, their growing pains. And so it was the same way with ballroom. The only difference is that you were able to express who you were, but you had parental figures in your life who were still trying to tell you, okay, you still need to go to school. You can't go to no club or go to no ball until you graduate school. You know what I'm saying? And if they did go, they were up under your supervision, and you were not going to just let any and everybody, because they were young, new, hot face, and this, that, and other, like, oh, you cute, come here, get over here. And so a lot of people don't understand that now because we live in such a quick, it's a different time. I want what I want. It's all about me, myself, and I. There's no more we. There's no more collect. And so in that's why I said, when I saw that change, that's kind of how I was like, okay, it's time for somebody else to, fit the shoe. who can carry the torch?
Okay. Now, going into the competition. Now, y'all were supposed to know which houses were there competing, but they say that a list leaked out with all of the names. Well, they sent a list to y'all, and then they had all the names. And so y'all know the names because y'all know the different houses that these people are in. So when you saw that list, Tony, you say, oh, this is going to be our competition right here. I feel like this is going to be our competition. Who was on that list and you said, oh, we got to watch this?
I immediately forwarded that email out to everybody with that list.
oh, they put the list out and you
because I was like, ooh, Stasha here. I said, ooh, okay, I got you. I already know what I got to do now. So it literally, I was going back and forth with people like, okay, this is what we need to do. Okay, I got this. I know this person know what they do. And that's in ballroom. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like any sport. You have to know your opponent, know what they're capable of, and what they can do and what they can't do. But I think what this season of Legendary did, it has shocked people where you thought somebody can do something, and they can do a whole lot more than you thought.
The areas where you're not,
we're going to take a break, but my two biggest shocks were, I was shocked that the House of Chanel did not bring in like I thought they were going to bring in. And I was shocked that the new house, Tisha, is bringing it like they're bringing it. What Tisha is bringing to the stage,
I felt like they were cheated a little bit too.
I feel that way too.
I
felt what Tisha is bringing to the stage, that's what I expected from the Chanels. Because of the history of Chanel. I was expecting that from them. And then I don't feel like they're going to let the Tishas win because they're a new house. And then they say, but last year the house won, they were a new house. I said, yeah, but they ain't going to get no trend. They ain't going to start no trend where all the new houses are going to be taking the trophies. And you all know who won.
But this is the crazy part. The Tishis are not, just because their name is new, they're not a new house. They come from the Royal House of Milan, which came from the House of Commons.
So basically, a lot of these houses have birthed other houses. Because we originally, myself and Harold were originally part of Mugler. Shannon came from the House of Khan. So those are iconic houses that started back in the day, and then they started to flourish outside of that. So what Shannon is saying is very accurate. It's just that when you start a new house, it's not really recognized in ballroom culture as a legendary or iconic house until you, y'all
have to win.
Well, not only that, though, but you have to also stay in existence for over 10 to 15 years to be recognized that way. And then what happens is, and so it's kind of collectively after a while, they're like, oh, yeah, they're iconic house, they're legendary houses. It's kind of the same way.
And what you were saying earlier, honey, it was just like, when they was asking you like 3 years ago to come aboard the show, and you was like, well, no, this is a dance competition. And I feel like there's no way around it because the House of Tisha is 5 dancers. They all have dance background. So how can you be in a dance competition with 5 dancers background?
Which have ballroom experience.
Oh my God. And then every time they hit that stage, last night
was amazing. And I didn't get to see that. I saw it just like the world saw it today. I didn't see it while I was there because every performance, I'm always getting dressed up in hair and makeup, so I get to see nothing.
But then it was just like y'all won the challenge last week. And so then when I saw the House of Tisha last night, I was like, oh.
And wasn't that amazing?
Balenciaga have some trouble.
Amazing.
I said the House of Garcon will have some trouble.
Stay tuned for next week. You thought this week was hot. Next week is going to be hotter.
But so everybody that didn't watch the show, you better go and watch because I'm telling you, the next break when we come up, we talk about some stuff that happened on the latest episode of Legendary on HBO Max Thursday at midnight. What time come on, Shannon? They drop it at 3 a.m.
It's at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm good, Miss Sophia, holding down right here. We are your radio, sitting in with my girls. You want to say your name? Raquell. Balenciaga. Lord. And you are
Balenciaga. Shannon Balenciaga, the overall mother. Legendary 2 on HBO Max.
Chit chat with your DJ, Miss Sophia, right here. We are your radio. We are your radio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. I am sitting in the studio with 2 beautiful Balenciaga ladies. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
The rock socket Raquell Balenciaga, Lord, and also Shannon Balenciaga. You know, the funny thing about it is I started watching Halston last night.
Whew.
And
Halston, I watched it yet.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
I want to see it.
I started watching Halston last night, and one of his fiercest competitors was Balenciaga.
Yes.
Ooh.
His inspiration. That was his inspiration.
Oh no, baby. It was just like,
He
baby.
was like, but
You brought his name up, honey, and it was just like, oh. And Balenciaga wouldn't do it, and I'm not going to do it either.
Cristal Balenciaga was not to be played with back in the day.
Ooh. But we were talking about House, the Legendary, the show. Legendary, it airs, and a lot of people have not watched it, but, you know, we finished. Small alert, if you haven't watched the show, then you need to tune off right now. Because we have some house cleaning to do. Shannon. First of all, welcome to Club Chit Chat's Happy Hour, everybody. Get your drink on, get your pills on, get your freak on, get your infused Rice Krispies on, get your edibles on. Everything is legal right here at Club Chit Chat during our happy hour. We're so honored to have here today during our happy hour the one and only, the House of Balenciaga, with the Raquell Balenciaga. Raquell Lord Balenciaga. Not Raquell Balenciaga Lord. No. So I've been saying it wrong all this time, and you just let me.
No, you say it right when we're working.
No, I say the Raquell Balenciaga Lord.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be Lord then Balenciaga. Oh, okay. And Shannon Balenciaga. Last night, this morning.
I'm back.
First of all, you all won a challenge last week. So y'all had 2 challenges this week, and then in the second challenge, it was going to be the body.
Yes.
And you, because y'all house won the challenge last week, you were able to eliminate somebody from walking body. Yes. And you said, I want to eliminate Tonka.
Garçon.
Oh, my God. Why Tonka?
Why Tonka?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have thought I would have eliminated Sasha or my son or somebody. No.
No, I didn't think you would eliminate somebody from your house.
Let me. No, my son is in the house of Mugler.
Oh.
I'm competing against him.
Oh, okay.
And so I was getting dressed for the Candyland More challenge. What was that? The whatever challenge that was. The week before, and my tent was beside the producer's tent, and I'm getting dressed, and I hear the TV. All I can hear, I couldn't see anything. The garçons went on before us, and I was hearing the judge's critique of him. And so, mind you guys, you don't hear all the critiques that they say on air. They chop it down, and they were specifically trying to build his confidence. And I'm listening while I'm getting dressed. And I said, they're trying to build him because I know that the world might not think Tonka is a threat. But I know he can be a threat. And baby. And at that point, I didn't know Tonka. I had never spoke to him. But moving about, because COVID, we couldn't be near each other. We couldn't talk to each other. We couldn't do any of those things. I would see Tonka walking through the hotel. And I sit back, I'm quiet, I take note. I like him. And so I was like, baby, I know what they're doing. They're going to try to get this child out here to slay mama. And she's not going to do that because I can handle them other girls. And so that's why I eliminated Tonka to uplift, to boost his confidence and show the world as well that no matter what your body size is, because at this point, even right now in the show, I wasn't at my best. I was overweight. I'm still overweight trying to lose weight. So you got to find the beauty in your flaws.
Come and go with me.
And so I saw that, and I wanted to be a part of helping somebody get to their next point in life.
Because when you did it, you said, the House of Balenciaga has eliminated Tonka from the. I say Tonka, and then when I thought about it, and when you did it, I was like, oh. Because the judges had been building him up. Because last week his critique was, Tonka, I want you to just find yourself and bring your personality on the stage.
Blah, blah, blah. And then from everybody else.
And then when he came out there last night, it was all about Tonka. It was all about Tonka. But you had to say,
and he's
not
laying
tonight.
That runway. It's like, you cannot not look at him and celebrate him. And I think that's what the beautiful part about me strategically in this competition, that I was able to look at something in a more human way than instead of trying to win and be nasty about it.
Right.
So it's
also,
not always about dancing to win a dance competition.
Also, George, I'm sure you feel the same way in George. So I'm gonna let you all have this discussion. And because last night the second challenge was body, which you eliminated Tonka from. And then you walked body.
Yes.
And then the other houses, they had males, and then Stasha walked by, you and Stasha,
Yes.
and then the male. And then there was an issue because the males are allowed to show their nipple.
Yes.
But it's an issue when you want
As
to
a
show
woman,
your
to show
nipple.
my nipple.
So how do you feel about that situation?
So I'm a feminist at the end of the day. And I think if we are in a world in 2021 that we want to have equal rights all the way across the board, women should be able to do the same thing men should do. If you want to walk around with your chest out, by all means do that. And you should not be any type of way made to feel bad or feel like you couldn't be a part of something because of that. And I want it to be tasteful. I know what I do. If this is supposed to be real ballroom, this is what I done. But I have to give it in context as well. So the challenge, the all house challenge, the previous week, the judges had stated that they know Honey, they know Shannon. Y'all are the stars of the house. We want to see the other three because we don't know them yet. We put Honey's sister passed away, so Honey left after that ball. I and Tail was like, okay, this is my chance to allow my three kids to shine. Cha-Cha, Jupiter, and Khalid. I'm going to take a back seat and not be the focal point of the production.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, they didn't like it. And a lot of things changed. The music changed. It wasn't, this performance this week, it wasn't what we initially was trying to put on, but due to rules and regulations and all the Asian hates and stuff, they took a lot of our Asian influences away from out of our production. And a lot of people didn't know that. So by saying that, we got in the bottom. We was the lowest scoring house that night, which is fine. Mother gonna handle this. Let me go off. And they had another outfit. I didn't like my outfit. It wasn't, I love Johnny to death, and this is nothing against anything. I'm just a control freak, and I do my own wardrobe. I'm a designer. And it's hard for me to allow somebody to get me ready, and I'm blindly going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't feel it. And if I don't feel it, anybody can tell you in ballroom, I'm not going to perform. And so I was like, I have to take the matters in my own hands because I'm not going out and let my house go out like this. So I went in the back, and the hair and makeup is in one big, huge room in the studio. And you could see me on the screen after we walked that I'm sitting there. I had took that black bodysuit off before I even got there. I changed. I wasn't going to do it. And they took out the editing, but I was like, I don't want the world to see that Balenciaga has any type of bad sportsmanship. That's not it. But in real ballroom, it is a sense of hypeness of I need to win this. I need to go out there and just do it. And that's where I was at. And so that's why you seeing we were smiling, because I'm like, okay, y'all, I got to go do a job. I don't care about these cameras, but I'm not going home tonight. So I went back to the back, and I literally stood in the middle of the room and dropped that dress. And I said, paint me. I was butt naked. And everybody was like, ugh. But everybody jumped up immediately and started just throwing paint on me. It was just a big mess, paint everywhere. But it was so beautiful for a pop art challenge. And so I was like, I have my dress that I won $5,000 in real ballroom. Let me make my history from ballroom into TV history. And I was like, I'm going to go out there just the same way as I did real ballroom. It's ballroom. So I get backstage, and they tell me, no, you can't go out there naked. I was like, okay, put these nipple covers on. We go out there. I walked. Unfortunately, how they edited, because I was nude. I didn't have any bottoms on. So they had to keep showing the same stuff over and over. So you really didn't see how much I cut up. I cut the fool because I was pissed. And I loved it because it was such a pure ballroom moment. And I had to, it wasn't the competition. I wasn't, get the competition. I had to prove a point to people who need to see this, what real ballroom is.
So you said, bump this TV show. Now y'all done pushed my button, and I have to show y'all what I made of.
Yeah.
So, and then if I also hear you correctly, you say that the critiques, what you did this week was you took the critiques they gave
From
you
last
last
week.
week and said, showcase the kids. So you decided to showcase the kids, and then they punished you for that. However, the House of Garçon took the critiques that the judges gave them and said, we need y'all to showcase Tonka, and they showcased Tonka this week, and they gave them credit for that. Yeah. So it's just like, what we're talking about with the judge, the inconsistency.
But you see how, but I didn't blame it. I took it and I kept on moving. Laomi had said to me, Shannon, I don't want to keep seeing you doing the same stuff. And I said, well, I said, I'm showcasing my children, but next week I'll show you something different. And a lot of people, I don't dance, but I have done enough for me to showcase, to heighten. So that's how I go into every performance, is that I let the kids do their performance. I sit back, I be at every performance from start to finish, on time, more than you guys, because I'm a punctual person, Raquel.
Retired.
That I can sit there and watch. I'm a learner like that. And I can watch. And if they doing something, I'm like, oh, okay, I can get up and I'll do it. And so a lot of the things that you see me do on the show come out of me just playing. And everybody like, wow, do you pick that up? And we move on and we make the performance. And a lot of people don't understand how we have been able to go as far as we got in the competition, because we just enjoyed having fun with each other. We never took it serious to the point where I need to be negative to somebody to build us up. I will never do that. I will give props and kudos and everything, but I'm also going to be fair, because I sit back and look at a lot of their performance and I'm like, it was boring. It didn't have no entertainment factor. But then I can give credit where credit's due. Like last night, the Teachies and the Arichis, fire performance. Mm-hmm. Way better than ours. But Mama came and did her job, what she's supposed to do to save her kids, okay? And bump all y'all bitches to the bottom.
But I want to ask about the whole body art thing. Mm-hmm. They can hear me. Y'all can hear me. The whole body art thing. I want to ask about that because, first of all, it was the nipple controversy for me. And I know that in America, especially, women's breasts are overly sexualized. But you had men bare chests with their nipples
Black
showing.
women.
Especially black women. Thank you for saying that. So women's breasts nipples are sexualized, whereas those men were in nothing but underwear with their chest showing.
Floss.
Thank you. And then you were able to be nude from the waist down. I want to talk about that first of all, because if you can make Megan Thee Stallion cover her face, I was like, oh, it must be cute down there. But so how did that even come about, and how did that play out with the judges in the end?
So it came about because I didn't like my outfit and being at the bottom. So in ballroom, you got to know you have to pull a stunt out of your hat.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah, to make them know it.
True, authentic ballroom culture.
Yes, and that was a true ballroom stunt to do, because everybody can't do it. And they kept asking me, how are you so comfortable in your
all
body?
done it at one time. At one point in time, we've all done it.
Not me. You and Shannon.
Oh, okay. She's not foolproof. She's not foolproof. She's generic. It's okay, Sophia. You'll grow up one day, sis. See, she's not my authentic twin.
And so that you have to do those things to make sure that it's a competition at the end of the day still.
Right.
And I'm, as a leader, this is my ship. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. And you're going to see that with a lot of parents. They fought for their house. Why can't I fight for mine? And I think, unfortunately, in ballroom, it's become such a male-dominated thing that anytime a woman that is powerful and has a voice, they want to try to silence us. And I'm not the one. So.
And and then it's just like they told you can't do that. We can't do that. But then it's just like you did it. And they said you can't do it. And then it's just like you proved them wrong, because they told you couldn't do it as though they couldn't air that, but they aired it. So they found a way to show what they told you couldn't do, because they know that was important to the show.
I stood my grounds. I went out there originally, you could see, with the pasties on. And after I won the part that they edit, I made a political statement that was like, in 2021, you let these men come out on stage, and that was one of them was my son. You let them come out there with their nipples out, but you're going to tell me to cover mine. And I pulled them out and I threw them on the ground, and that's where my whole T-shirt and stuff come from, Free the Nipples, because Megan gave me the slogan where she was like, free the nipple, and it was just a whole empowering moment.
Because Megan and Taraji, they was living for it. They were living for it, honey. OMG.
They knew what it was given. Oh, Black Girl Magic.
You giving all the tea. You giving all the tea, honey. Well, we were supposed to do birthdays right here, but since you was giving all some exclusive behind the scene tea, we had to go on and run with that for the happy hour opening, honey. But coming back, we're gonna do the birthdays. But you, Nipplegate, what you think about Nipplegate?
I haven't seen it. This is the first.
No, I'm talking about not the ballroom. I'm talking about you done had your own. You've had your own issues with it. Come on.
Mine was a little bit different.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
Mine was a little bit different. Mine incorporated a little fire.
Fire, and you done had both. The fire.
No, I just think when you're young, and when you are really in a place of expressing who you are, your talent, which whatever way that is, sometimes culture has sometimes culture. I'm a lot seasoned now, so I'm gonna choose my words choice. I'm not ashamed of anything that what I've done, but I'm in a different season in my life now, and so I think. Like I said before, as I was going to saying what I said off air, is that it's hard for me to digest if somebody like a Naomi or something is telling one of mine, telling Shannon, well, we don't want to see this. We want to see something different. Well, me as a seasoned veteran in ballroom, I would challenge all those judges and say, well, I don't want to see no more voguing. You've got runway. You've got best dress. You've got foot and eyewear. You've got face. You've got all these other different categories that have not been showcased, but every week is this. You know what I'm saying? And so all my kids know, and I think everybody pretty much know, if they have a voguing category, I'm like, all right, come on, Shannon, come judge. Dante, come judge. Somebody, because I'm not sitting there watching through all of that. And so I get life out of seeing new people hit the runway. And like Shannon said, it's not true, authentic ballroom. And so even though I sometimes have a way how sometimes people express it, I am in total agreement with people being able to express who they want to be, how they want to do it, and this, that, and other, because they have to live the repercussions behind it. And so for myself, I grew to a place because I didn't like how social media, or I didn't like how sometimes it was being portrayed when my incidents happened. And I was like, but that's not what happened. And so that was an eye-opener for me. I said, well, you know what? I just won't give the control to somebody else to do that. And so in saying that, that's why I'm very, very careful about when we go into contracts, like when I called you yesterday. I'm not going to say anything else. But I was very specific in, this is what, I don't want to say too much, but this is what we need. Offering. This is what we need, and this is what I need for to happen. Okay. And so they was like, you really, yeah, I'm going to make sure, I'm very business when it comes to that side, because other stuff's going to handle itself, because we've been working together for years. And so, and then if it's going to be on TV, I want to make sure that it's portrayed in a light where we have the governing power. And so when I'm able to say, okay, here we go, ladies, here we go. And, and you say yes, and Stosh and everybody else will, yeah, we good. Okay, well, this is what we're going to do. Because I believe there's, as Shannon says, there's power in unity. And so, that's why I just try to make sure, and I'm at a point in my life, I'm like Shannon, and I think I used to tell her this and Lawrence, always remember we. Don't just remember just for I. Because when the phone calls come, you want somebody else to be like, hey, you such and such and such, you such and such, you know what I'm saying? And we all do that together, because if we don't, united we stand, divided we fall.
We don't even think only about Balenciagas. We think about the whole community, period. And that's where
somebody else is strong, you say, no, they're really good for this part. Do this and this, that, and the other. And so I think if we had more of that, I think we'd progress a lot further. But as far as her being able to express what she's saying is right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you're going to make it true, authentic ballroom, like I said in the beginning off the air, then let it true be authentic ballroom, because I've had to do what she's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about, we're going to do the birthdays, because usually when George is here, I don't get to do the birthdays. But now I'm seeing that the Balenciagas are here. Don't look like I'm going to get to do the birthdays. But we're going to do the birthdays. And also, I need to get Jack Mizrahi in here, because I found out that Jack Mizrahi is a part of the behind the scenes and the executive producer of the show. So I need to get Zach. I need to get him in here, because a whole lot of stuff that we having issues with, we have direct contact to somebody that can change all of that. Right, Shannon?
Some way, because we had a conversation. Well, I ain't gonna. Well, we had a conversation.
No, hold it.
Okay.
He still got shackles on him as well.
He does. Because we had a conversation in California.
Well, so we need to introduce Jack to Mary Marin so they can take them shackles off his feet so he can produce the show the way we wanted it to be produced. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. And I'm sitting here with the House of Balenciaga, two lovely ladies by the name of
Raquell, Lord Balenciaga, and here with my daughter, Shannon Balenciaga from Legendary Season 2 HBO.
Girl, she wanted to let you say your name, Shannon. Baby, I ain't cut us off. I didn't cut the music off, girl. I'm sitting up here talking to Raquell, honey. I ain't pushed the right button, honey. But I'm here. This is your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We're the home of the urban sound of pride, baby. Yes, we are. Welcome to Club Chit Chats. Happy hour, everybody. Get your drink on, get your smoke on, get your pills on, get your freak on, get your edibles on, and get your infused the Rice Krispies on. Because here at Club Chit Chat, everything is legal during our happy hour. I'm sitting here with two beautiful ladies from the House of Balenciaga, Raquell, Lord Balenciaga, and also Shannon Balenciaga. She is on the second season of the show Legendary on HBO Max. If you haven't seen the latest episode, go and check it out. It is out, baby. And baby, I'm just going to put it out there right now. My top three houses: the House of Balenciaga, the House of Garcon, and the House of Tisci. Now, if either one of those houses don't win, it's just a show. It's just a show, honey. And then one of my laughing hyenas in the chat room say, well, Mama, they already leaked out who won this season. I said, really? Well, who won? And they told me who they said won. I said, now, if that is true, then whatever. But I have been saying I want to get, how many more episodes they have left?
That was 5. We got 5 more.
Isn't it 5 or 4? 5.
No, it's 10. It's 10 shows. So
I know, but I'm saying it's 5 more. 4 or 5?
Well, it's 4 or 5. It's 10 episodes. So whatever episode this is, this airing
number
today.
5, there's 5 more then.
Okay, so I want to get you, Shannon Balenciaga. I want to get you in here, and I want to bring Stasha Garcon in here, and I also want to bring Jason Prodigy in here. I want all three of y'all in here, and I want to do it like the next to the last episode or the last episode. I really don't want to do it the last episode because I feel like you all gonna have a big old shebang bool, or everybody gonna get together, what have you. So I want to do it like the 9th episode, the week of the 9th episode. I want to get you, Jason, and Stasha in here.
Okay.
So we can have a conversation about the show. Legendary. Yes. But now, Raquell, what, you want to say anything about the show, or you want to say anything about anything? But first of all, you say that. Are you fully vaccinated, Raquell?
I am fully vaccinated. I encourage everybody out there to go and get fully vaccinated. So the more you get vaccinated, the more you'll be able to help everybody else.
Okay.
If they don't want to get vaccinated.
Shannon, are you fully vaccinated?
I am.
Yes, honey. George, are you what's that?
Travel.
Are you trying to travel?
Yes.
That was another thing. Y'all
Yes, I need a vacation too very soon.
Everybody need a vacation. Everybody want a vacation. George is fully vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. And we have to do our birthdays. And this is happy hour, and what better way to celebrate happy hour is by having our birthday. Who want to do the birthdays? You or Shannon, or both of y'all?
Whose birthday is it today?
Everybody that's on that list, and so many more that are not on that list.
Well, happy 75th birthday to Cher. We hope that you have many more blessings. And we got Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is 49 today.
Yeah, he look older.
Okay, Busta Rhymes is 49. Tony Gwendolyn is 61 from Scandal. Y'all watch Scandal?
Yes, the president.
Yes, indeed. And then rapper Diamond is 33.
Mm-hmm. She look older.
Does she?
She need to slow down.
Okay, then we got Reggie Youngblood is 34. Amir Osborne is 23. Betty DeGeneres, 91 years young. Come on here.
That's Ellen DeGeneres' mother.
Ellen DeGeneres' mama.
She's 91 years old.
Okay, she made it past her 70. God done gave her a lot of blessings. And then we got Ronald Reagan is 63 today.
His son.
His son. Okay, yeah. His son is
because his daddy gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he gone. I say no, this ain't no accurate list. Then we got NBA Lewis Bullock 45. NFL Marshawn Lattimore is 25. David Patterson is 67, and that's from where? Blind Government, New York. And then we got Kevin Frazier is 57. And we got journalist Craig Melvin.
Wait.
42 years young.
Come back to David. What'd you say about David?
David Patterson is 67, Blind Government, New York. That's what it say on the paper.
No, he was the governor of New York, and everybody remember him because he's legally blind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, she just told me to read it, y'all. Now, y'all know I was on the speech and debate team. Now I know how to speak. I know how to speak very eloquently and very well. My verbiage is going to be on point. So she's laughing. So if this is a setup, David Patterson, I didn't do it, darling. Sophia did it.
Oh, Shannon, when is your birthday?
March the 4th. I'm a Pisces.
Okay, Raquel, when is your birthday?
January 30th.
Okay. So, Shannon, you said next week's episode is going to be fire?
It's going to be fire. It's the Moneyball Challenge.
The Moneyball. Oh, well, I already know who's going to win that challenge. $17 million versus $17 million versus everybody else. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, off the air, you're going to tell me where you hid that money and you're going to leave me something, honey.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, but you still got that money. You spent.
I don't got nothing. I'm
child,
broke.
please. Every time you hit that stage.
Come to me. I am
Sophia,
broke. I don't have no
Look,
money.
my grandmother say a lot. My grandmother say a lot. Don't care who tell it. Just want to be told. Oh yeah, you done paid your
I can't
time.
go nowhere because I'm broke. Anybody
No,
want me to
ma'am.
go somewhere, you
Stop
gotta
speaking that
pay.
she not broke. We don't speak that over
Okay.
here. We don't speak that
Oh,
over
we
here.
don't
We are
shit.
not
Look.
broke. Our money is
Say
just
you
in
broke.
transit.
You say broke, so
No,
maybe
your
don't
money
ask
just
for
in
that.
transition. We don't give life to that. We not broke over here, baby. We good. Trust me, we good.
We rich in love and friends
all
and
right.
family.
Yeah, we ain't never use that word broke. That's not in our vocabulary.
What we rich is,
So don't
Shannon.
look at me.
Shannon, what we rich
at
is,
all.
Family, love,
and savings.
And investments.
Cause baby, you have now. Listen, they can't get you for double jeopardy,
good.
honey. You done did your time. You done did your time.
baby, I got found guilty.
Yes,
a wrap.
honey. But
It's
no,
done.
ma'am. You
Baby.
did your time, baby.
But a lot of people don't know that it's been 20 years.
I don't
It took
care if
20
it's
years
been
to get
20,
done
I don't
with
been
that.
it's
So it's
30,
more.
I don't care if it's been 40, you still got that
It wasn't
money.
worth it.
No, I'm
It wasn't.
just
The
messing
government make your life a living hell. It's not worth it.
It is not.
It's so not worth it. But you know, as a child, you don't know. Nobody has ever been through that. So I didn't have somebody to guide me.
Right.
That's why I made it a mission for myself, for my son and my other children, to not allow them to go down that same road. Some of them have, but I've been there to show them and guide them because I understand it, and I understood it at the time, what you need to do, how to survive it. And a lot of people don't know it's a survival mode that you got to go through. And a lot of people don't make it.
Right.
I've seen them crack, don't make it.
But I hear you. But when we leave here today, I'm going to your bank with you, and they're going to have to show me in your account. Well, never mind, because I'm sure it's probably in Raquel's account. Somebody else. No, but I really appreciate you all coming in here today. I've been trying to get the rock socket Raquell Balenciaga in here, but I really want you and Stasha and Jason to come back on the 9th episode, the week of the 9th episode, because I just want to sit down and just talk. And I really want to get Jack in here too. Jack.
Yeah, that's who you need to get in here.
I'd have to get Jack in here, honey. But how do people keep in contact with you all?
I'm on Instagram at I am the Countess, or you can go to my website at shannonbalenciaga.com.
And you can reach me through Shannon Balenciaga if you need to reach me.
See that? I knew it. That's that connection to that money, honey.
It's all accessible. If y'all need to see her, there she go. Okay. No, you can reach me at. You can either reach me at
Bigo.
Okay, but since she wants to say I'm on Bigo.
Any media inquiries and things, we have a publicist and things. They'd be more than happy to take calls and anything. Please reach out to them.
Dante said, "Do that chat, Sophia." My son said, "Do that chat."
Listen,
That
I
chat.
need you to tell people how they can keep in contact with you. And also, your son. I see your son did your hair yesterday. He's in town.
He did.
How long he gonna be here?
He left. He's actually online. He left last night because we have a engagement coming up, so I want to make sure that we're up to par. So I'm excited about it. You'll be able to announce that later, not today. But yes, he did my hair, and so you can reach me at Effortless Beauty Effortless Beauty by Raquell on Instagram. You can reach me at Raquell_Cuffy on Instagram. You can reach me at Raquell Cuffy on Facebook. Those are my social media handles.
Yes, I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, and I've been holding it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio, we're the home of the urban sound of pride, and we are in Happy Hour. And I just want you to know that Happy Hour has been brought to you by iCode Academy. Now, you resolved to start a new career this year, but you haven't done it yet. How about iCode Academy can set you on a path to a life-changing education all alive from the comforts of wherever you are? In 9 months, you could become a certified medical coding expert and earn up to $60,000 a year. That's right, $60,000 a year. So why don't you call iCode Academy for more information at 866-553-2928. That's 866-553-2928. Or go to iCodesAcademy.org. That's iCodes with an S, academy.org. I've enjoyed you ladies today. Our door is always open whenever you all want to come back, honey.
Because we're legendary. Legendary.
Ooh, but I want everybody to be blessed, be a blessing, but more importantly, always be yourself, because no one else could be you but you. They can only be a carbon copy of you, but a carbon copy is never better than the original. And you, my laughing hyenas, my Matty Mob, my Beehive, my Divas, my Okers, my Tinas, and my Matty Mob, and my Tinas, my beautiful people, and my Flamettes are all originals, okay? I'm so glad we had this time together, Raquell, Shannon. And thank you, Oliver, just to sing a song or share a laugh or two and pour some outside tea that we don't see on the show Legendary. And before you ever know it, comes the time for us to show it. You can show your nipples in here, Shannon. Go ahead.
Go get that merch on ShannonBalenciaga.com.
Comes time for us to say
goodbye.
Legend. Legendary. Can I see Raquell, Balenciaga, Lord? Can I see Mother Shannon bringing faith? Mother Shannon bringing weight. Can I see Wait.
All I really wanna be is an icon or a statement. No, it's legendary. I'm so
hands across the board. Stand to the side, Raquell.
Icon or a statement. No, it's legendary.
Shannon, I'm sorry, my dear. Hold on, Shannon has a question. Yes, Miss Shannon.
How do you feel about contestants being on there, or their viewpoint, from their vantage point? They never had ballroom experience, but they have dance experience. But then somebody like moi, who don't have dance experience, but have ballroom experience, and to know how to maneuver and finagle their way.
Ballroom.
Huh?
That's not ballroom.
But I'm talking about me. Talking about me not having dance experience.
Yeah.
But I have ballroom experience and know how to adjust to anything.
She has the opposite of what somebody else has.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not authentic ballroom. That's
But
showing
the show is
favoritism.
not. The show is not
That's
authentic
showing
ballroom.
favoritism.
What you want to say?
She was just asking, how do people feel about that? A show about ballroom and people having dance experience but no ballroom experience, and people with ballroom experience and dance experience.
It's the same thing.
Because they felt some type of way towards me, but I'm like, if you had ballroom experience, you would have probably did
Who felt
things.
some type of way?
But that's why I have to get
In
Jack
other
in
houses.
here.
Huh.
But
A lot of the kids in other houses.
see, but it's not authentic ballroom. From top to bottom, it's not authentic ballroom.
It's not.
So that's why I have to get Jack in here, because I got to get Jack in here so we can get some things straight. Because if we can't get it right on Legendary, then we're going to go to another show. I'm going to start another show, and it's going to be legally.
He didn't have. Everybody had to audition. HBO chose the teams. We didn't have. One thing I can say about Balenciaga, kudos to Harold. Harold picked this team from every single person, and they loved it. Right. So Harold picked it, and it was like, go.
Shannon.
Yes.
You want to come back tomorrow?
To do what?
Because you got a lot to say, girl. We was gone, and
No,
you
we
made me
just
stop
making it
again.
up.
You made me stop.
Yeah, go ahead, daughter.
Yeah, and now I'm finna be late. I ain't gonna be able to play my commercials. We finna miss out on our
Play your
money.
commercials.
Oh no, we done
play your
missed it because
commercials.
we can't play it
Make your
because
money,
Shannon to
honey.
talk while the
Make your money. You
I'm
know
supposed
you
to play
like
this
the milk and cow
song.
when there's
I
no
could do the
milk.
commercial.
And then we,
If you would like to see the House of Balenciaga, call us at 1-800-Balenciaga.com.
Here she go. There she go. There she go.
The next song that we're going to play is
Legendary.
Legendary.
We're gonna continue to play Legendary. You ready?
On BalenciagaRadio.com.
I cannot.
Can I see
cannot.
Shannon?
Or now.